Hey, it's Nikki with FM99. I am here with Eric from I Prevail. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
Good.
How's the quarantine treating you?
It's going. I've been just finding things to do around the house, and well, that's been cool.
Yeah. So where are you right now in quarantine?
I'm back in my home, Metro Detroit. Like I've been saying all day, it's like right now would be the busy season of touring, so it's been nice to be actually home, finding little silver linings of things, and be at home. And my family finally got to grow a garden that my grandpa used to grow years ago, and get to remodel my grandparents' old place that I'm living in. So it's trying to stay busy, find things to do.
That's awesome, though. How
Yeah.
fun is that? I'll tell you, I tried to grow a garden in quarantine too. Mine was not successful.
Oh man, growing up, my grandparents on this little plot of land had this big garden, and my grandpa grew ridiculously oversized fruits and vegetables. I'm talking pumpkins that were 470 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Like giant things. Like Disney World bought some of our pumpkins and had them shipped down to Disney World like years ago when I was a kid. I was like 5 or 6 and I couldn't climb up on top of the pumpkins. They're massive. So
Disney World seriously bought them?
Yeah. Our school, my elementary school had bought one just to put in their school, like the school, because it was like crazy. I'm talking like couldn't get your arms around kind of pumpkins. We had to use a tractor to pull them and lift them up on the trucks.
That is awesome. What a fun fact.
Yeah. So got some farm boy in my blood.
And so you're tapping into your inner farm boy during quarantine, basically.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so awesome. So you guys kind of got your start. I'm going way back. 2014, you guys did the cover of Taylor's.
Uh-oh, you cut out. Hello?
Oh, did I lose you?
Yeah. You said 2014 did the cover and then froze.
Yeah, 2014 did the cover of Taylor Swift's Blank Space, got her blessing. It was on YouTube, and
just took off from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why that song? How did that?
I remember we were recording the EP, and we all had full-time jobs. I was working a restaurant and a bar, a factory for some time during it, but we were literally just doing little weekend stints here and there throughout a whole year. We wrote those 7 songs. Took a really long time, but like the month leading up to when we were talking about releasing it, we're like, let's do a cover just to get some attention. All these bands have done it before when they release a record, so let's do something, something cool. Let's do something fun. Let's do something that's like in the now trendy, and we were looking up artists that had records coming out, and there wasn't much other than we saw Taylor Swift had a record coming out, and that Shake It Off song came out, and there's a bunch of covers. We're like, let's wait on that. And we got a early copy of it like a week before it came out, and we just listened through it, and we're like, oh, that one's really cool. I like that song. And we're like, let's just cover it. And we covered Blank Space over a weekend. We just covered it, and that ended up being her first single after the album was released. So just by luck, we picked the right one. So I guess we know what we're doing when we're picking singles.
I was gonna say, I don't believe in luck. I think you guys.
So we picked that. We did that, and we recorded that literally in 3 days. We spent 1 weekend recording it, and we were like, when do we put it out? And figured Cyber Monday, everyone's gonna be on the computer buying stuff. They'll see it. And that was at the same time Taylor Swift struck all her music from YouTube and Spotify, or however, I can't remember what she took it all off of. But so it was the single. If you Googled or searched Blank Space, we were the only ones that had material out called Blank Space. So we were up on the top, like Taylor Swift, Blank Space, and there was this rock band. So I think that really helped there. But ever since then, it's just been a snowball of just growing. It's been crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys, you've been nominated for 2 Grammy Awards.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that call like?
Oh man, I was sleeping in the bunk on tour, and it was early in the morning. And early in the morning, by that I mean like 11 o'clock in the morning, noon. And there's all these, everyone just up in the front lounge just going like, oh, like I'm in the back of the door shut, so it's like, I'm like, what's going on? Slide the curtain down. I'm like, what? And they're like, got nominated. I was like, that's awesome. For what? What are we talking about? And they were like, oh, I think it was Bow Down was nominated first, I think. Yep. And we saw that, no way. And then we're like, we're going to go. We had a day off. So we're like, we're going out to eat steak for everyone. And then like an hour later, we found out we were nominated for 2. And we're like, okay, what? Like, we're ordering whiskey too.
Yeah.
So that was fun. We got to go out, and a few of us went and had drinks and dinner, and it didn't really hit till we got there, and it was like a couple days before we finally get there, and it's like, oh man, it's happening. It's cool, but it's like there were some parts that was like, whoa, this is how it happens. Wow, I'm here. Then there's some parts like, this is it. It's kind of all right.
Like, no,
yeah, but it was an experience that I cherish. That I'm so grateful that we were even considered, and now we were actually there and nominated. And we lost to Tool, which I'm fine with because I'm a huge fan of Tool. So. Cool. Yeah, I was like, if you're going to lose, at least lose to Tool. I'm fine with that.
Go down big. I'm with you completely. Yeah. That is so awesome. I mean, really, though, just being able to say, yeah, we were nominated for 2 Grammys, whatever.
Yeah, it's funny. We were just at a socially distanced antique fair down by my house. So nice. me and my dad were walking around, and I don't know, I bought a comic off some small lot, and got to talking, and they're like, oh yeah, our son listens to your band. That's awesome. That's so cool. We started talking a little bit, and I'm leaving, walking around, and some guy comes up. He goes, hey, I'm wearing a Tool shirt, go figure. And the guy's like, so I heard that couple talking. Are you in a band? I was like, yeah, I'm just in a band around here. And like, they're talking to me a long time. They took your picture. Are you in that band? I was like, Tool? Buddy, I fucking wish. I wish I was that good. And my dad was like, no, you got to check them out. They're I Prevail. They got nominated for 2 Grammys. I'm like, Dad, relax. My dad never does that in front of me, though. My dad will just be like, he's in a band. But like when I'm not there, my dad's like, oh, come check. He's on the computer. Like he's not very computer literate, but he gets on the computer. He's like, oh, check out this song. My dad's like my biggest fan when I'm not around. But so that was funny when the first time I see that, he's like, yeah, he got nominated for 2 Grammys. You should check out his band. I'm like, Dad, calm down. We don't know this gentleman. He might hear us screaming. He might turn on Bow Down and be like, what is this shit?
Oh my gosh, parents are the best.
Yeah.
I love that he was all excited. I love that they asked if you were in Tool.
Sorry, you cut out. Say it one more time.
What's that?
You cut out. I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
I said I love that they thought you were in Tool.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks. I wish I was.
Yeah. It's almost as good as being nominated for Grammys.
Yeah.
We've got a comment from one of our Facebook fans. I love this band. My Amazon Echo knows to play I Prevail before all else.
Oh, hell yeah.
Even before Tool, it sounds like. So that's awesome. Okay, so you guys have a new single out.
Mm-hmm.
Every Time You Leave with Delaney Jane. Great song. Tell me about that.
That was fun. It was a fun writing session we had between us, and we started off with this producer Eric Ron. We started writing the song, and then we took it home and workshopped it with our boy Tyler, who produced the whole record. And we got near the end. It was just a great experience. That song just came together, and we wrote the second verse. We're like, we should reach out. This is the first time we have any features on our music, and we had Justin Stone, who is a rapper that's on Rise Above It. And we're like, what's something we haven't done before? Let's get a female on a song, and she crushed it. So we found Brian found her on Spotify, found some of her music, and we all listened to her. Like, love her voice. She's done some really cool collabs with other people. Let's see if she'd be interested. And reached out to her, sent her what we had, sent her the parts that we wrote, and we're like, hey, just let us know what you think. If you'd love to do it, just record it, send it right back, and we're like, damn, this is awesome. She crushed it. So it's just I love being able to do these collaborations that we've done and unexpected ones, because I feel like in the rock world you expect to have like a guitarist featured or another metal vocalist or something like that. So to be able to go from like to the two rappers that we had to having Delaney Jane, who does like more EDM pop stuff, to I want to get, I eventually want to get some metalheads, metal vocalists on. I want to do, just, I don't want to stay in a box. We've only done two records and an EP. I don't want to just be stuck here, and I don't want to do this for so long and then put something out here and then people be like, whoa, that's too different. So we're always trying to change and expand, but still have what's us. And I feel like we're early in our careers where we can keep trying different things. And we got lucky with Trauma to be able to try all these different, like take a step into weirder, heavier, more electronic sounds and be able to still have our fans be like, yes, this is I Prevail. This is great. Because thank you so much.
Yeah, that's awesome. So now you guys, if I can back up a little bit. So if I remember correctly, you guys were on tour overseas when like the craziness of the world kind of came crashing down around us.
Yep.
Like what even happened? How did you find out? Like what was that like?
So we were 3 weeks into our 6-week tour, like on the nose, halfway point that night. And I remember like it was like growing and talking how it was just in China, and then it's Italy, and then it was growing, and we're like, man, are they going to start shutting shows down? And then 2 weeks into the tour, they were starting to cancel. If it was like 500 plus, I remember what the capacities they were doing. I think some in Germany there's 12 states, I think it's what it's called, and each one was going by their own rules and judgment. And the two shows I think were canceled because there were over 1,000 tickets sold. They're like, 1,000 people, we can't. So the night before, I think it was Frankfurt, we played. 2 nights prior, we were in Paris, and I've wanted to go to Paris ever since I was a kid. Paris and Ireland, just wanted to go so bad. Well, finally we went there. I spent our off day by myself. I walked 16 miles, just seeing everything, buying all this stuff. Like I think I got sent home 6 bottles of wine. But that night we cracked open 2 or 3 bottles of wine, and one of our crew guys was like, "Oh, I got some absinthe from Paris." We're like, "Cool, crack that open too." We got a day off. There was supposed to be a show tomorrow, but now we're going to Amsterdam with a day off. Let's get drunk. So we're drinking, and then there was Trump's address that it was like 2:00 our time, and they were like, Friday we're closing the borders. Everyone, we urge Americans to come back home. We're like, shh, does that mean us? and our tour manager comes down and like, did you see that? And we're like, yeah. What does that mean? And I'm half a bottle of absinthe in already, and like, we got to go home. So we were on the phone with our manager for about an hour or half hour, and we were like back and forth, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And they're like, it looks like we're going to have to start getting home. So luckily, our lighting guy is a travel agent in Canada, and he had like, all right, you call this one, you call this one, you call this one. So we all flew Delta, and we're calling all these different Delta representatives, like Australia, Malaysia, all the different agents, because everyone was busy. Everyone couldn't take calls. So we had to break up into 3 different groups. One group, the band, and one of our boys. I don't even know what his title is. He's just merch guy, go-getter, our boy. Yep. He flew home with us. We had a layover in Minnesota, and then we had a fly home to Detroit. Another group flew from Amsterdam to that. So that night, we literally drove straight to Amsterdam, got on at the airport at like 8:30. I think our flight was 9:30. Checked like 38 pieces of luggage in, like all our gear. Flew, got to customs in Minneapolis. I think I got home at like 4 or something the next day. One group had to wait a couple hours, got on a flight direct to Detroit, and the other group had to stay in Amsterdam for I think 8 hours. Those sons of bitches, those lucky.
Not a bad place to be.
Yeah. Why did I have to rush? Why didn't I get the day off? But,
you got to hang in Minnesota.
Yeah, I got to go to Minnesota. What the hell? You guys are in Amsterdam? But anyway, so we all got home, and it was just, I told my parents live down the street. My sisters are around. I'm like, just don't come over for 2 days. I need to like mentally unpack. Like it just feels like you got ripped out of something, and you just feel incomplete because we had that. We didn't know if the next tour was going to happen. We had Australia, which I should be in right now. I love Australia. I'm so pissed that I can't be in Australia right now, but I get it. But like having that feeling, which I know I'm not the only one out there that's been feeling like this, that you just feel incomplete. You feel like your job wasn't done. You let people down. Like seen on Facebook and Twitter, like people like, we got tickets and now we can't see you. Like, this sucks. I'm like, man, this sucks so bad. Cause like, I don't want this. And I feel bad that you guys like planned a whole night out and people spend money on tickets and babysitters and alcohol and pre-planning and all that. And I feel bad. Like, and it's just, I know that I'm not the only one, but it's just, it sucks. So like earlier we were saying, like trying to find things to do around the house to like feel like I have a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
It's important. But
yeah, definitely. So are you working on any, let's see. Amanda Webster, if you could pay to see any concert, who would you go see and why?
Oh man, that's tough. Once I saw Slipknot with Volbeat, Gojira, and Behemoth, that was one that I was like, I can't believe I'm home to see this. I should be touring right now. This is pre-COVID. But like the chance that you get to go actually see a show. I will say the two that I had the chances to see, one was Tool before we played with them, Tool, and I couldn't go see them. It was a day off on tour. We had a day off in Salt Lake, and by the time I found out they were playing, it was an hour away, and they were starting in 30 minutes. I was like, I'll pay $200. I don't care, but I wouldn't have made the show. But then the other one, I couldn't wait to see My Chemical Romance. They were starting their comeback tour in Detroit. And me, Dylan, and our girls, we got 4 tickets on the floor, dead center. There was only, we waited. We were driving back home from somewhere. We were all sitting on our phone, just waiting for the tickets to go live. And we scored them. I was so excited. I'd never seen My Chem. They're one of my favorite bands. And COVID happened, and now they pushed the tour back, and now I don't get to see them. So
hopefully you'll get that chance again.
Fingers crossed.
All right, let's see. Dave Taylor, since the band is from the Detroit area, were you influenced by other Detroit rockers?
That's a great question. Honestly, one band that I grew up listening to and seeing a bunch of their hometown shows, We Came as Romans. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, but they're a core, like a metalcore band from Detroit that I grew up seeing all the time. But obviously, you got the big ones like Uncle Cracker, But people forget that he's from here. But
I don't know that I realized he was from there.
I'm gonna double check that. Hey Siri, where's Uncle Cracker from? But a Kid Rock, Bob with the Bob, baby, come on, like.
Absolutely, yes, that one I knew.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I gotta look this up now, make sure I'm right. But yeah, that's a good question.
That's so funny. All right, so you guys were set, if I remember correctly, to go on tour with Five Finger Death Punch, correct?
Yes, we were. Man, I was looking forward to that. That was going to be like the biggest tour we've done, and we're playing the hometown hockey arena down in Detroit. I don't know, my friends were like, "Yo, you're playing that with these guys?" I'm like, "Yeah, we are."
No big deal.
So, yeah, that got pushed back, and man, fingers crossed it doesn't get pushed back again. But I'm not gonna be the one to say like, we need to hurry and get back on the road. And like, just gotta waiting for the time that's right. But finger crossed, it's sooner than later. And I see someone just commented, Uncle Cracker's from Mount Clemens. That's a lot closer to my hometown than I thought.
There you go. See, so you were right.
Yeah, I'm actually going to say that's my hometown. Like, I'm the town over. So, Uncle Cracker, I didn't realize it was my neighbor.
You see that? I mean, even closer than you thought.
Yeah.
Let's see. Daz 4785. Would you like to collaborate with more rappers or metalheads?
Both. The only reason I'm going to cop out and say both is because I think that there is a lot of new hip hop and rappers that are using metal in their music, rock and metal, whether it's riffs that they're just recycling or reusing, or they're yelling or screaming in their stuff, or like their structure of their songs are. I got crucified for saying this in another interview, but they were talking about punk music, and I was like, "What? Rock's dying." I was like, "Rock's not dead. Rock's not dying. It's just it was in a hibernation for a little bit, but it's coming back." But the new punk is some of these underground hip hop artists and rappers. That's the new punk. They don't give a shit. They're doing what they want. They're putting metal in music. They're getting rid of the whole verse chorus bridge structure. They're doing different stuff. Like, that's punk to just give a middle finger to the rules, and people just just killed me on the internet. Like, you're not even a metalhead. You can't say what punk is. I'm like, shut up. But I'm a metalhead through and through. I would love to have like an actual metal vocalist on a track. I think that'd be rad. But it'd be sick to have a rapper on a metal song and a metal artist on more of a different track, like an experiment with stuff, because that's what I firmly believe rock music needs. No other genre is going other than country. Like, oh, they didn't sing about a dog in my tractor. Like, but no one's listening to hip hop and going, well, you can't sing about that. That's not hip hop. Or no one's listening to R&B or pop and going, well, you can't sing about that. You can't have that instrument. That's not pop. Why do rock and metalheads do that? Like, trust me, I am a purist in some metal. Like, if I just want to hear disgusting black metal, it's got to sound like that. But to experiment and try things, like look at the whole new metal phase and look what that blossomed into and all these new bands that came through. It's time for that renaissance in rock music and metal music. And I'm going to call them out, like the metal elitists, the gate creepers. You guys are the ones dragging us down. The ones, not as a band, but as a metalhead, as a fan. You're the one that's closing this. You're bottlenecking this genre. You know, let other bands experiment. When they try something new, don't go crucifying them and shutting them down and cancel them. Give them a chance. Like, you got to be willing to try new things and hear new things. That doesn't mean that they're killing off the genre and it's no longer going to be that way. You got other bands that are doing that. Go jam them. But just the hate of something new, no other genre is doing that. So that's why your genre is dying. That's why it is. I don't think it is, but that would be the reason, is because of these gatekeepers and the elitists. And I used to be one of them, and I still am from time to time. But you gotta try new things, and that's how music, the genres, stay alive.
Yeah, it's how it evolves. I mean, it goes back to what you said earlier on. You know, thinking outside the box. You know, keeping you moving forward, and you know, doing something a little bit different. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. Like for this new record that we've been talking, we started doing some demos. Nothing crazy yet.
I was gonna say, wait, what?
Yeah, nothing crazy yet. We literally just had a couple days in the studio and just wrote out some demos. We're gonna a couple months from now, actually, how we write, we hunker down and really dive into it. But this is the first time we actually had some time. We're like, oh, let's try some demos. Let's get together and I tell you, I've been listening to a lot of older metal. I've been listening to a lot of industrial. I've been listening to a lot of weird hip hop, and nice. I cannot wait. Like, I don't want to be just listening to the same old down the middle rock when we're writing our record, because I love you just be a sponge, take in many things and create your own version of what you hear in your head. And that's what I feel like all the good artists do. So I've been listening to a lot of hip hop, experimental shit, to industrial, to a lot of 9 Inch Nails and Ride the Lightning, Metallica.
Nice.
So it's that's all I'm going to say on that.
Let's see. Will you be getting Metallica's S&M 2 in August?
Wait, what?
What?
I'm not familiar. If it's new Metallica. Yeah. Oh yeah, I absolutely will. When was this announced? How did I not know?
It's Metallica with the San Francisco Symphony, what they did in 2019.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're releasing it in August. I think they announced it yesterday.
Oh, no way. That's awesome. I heard behind the scenes, I heard some rumblings about Metallica and a couple of bands that are possibly releasing stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch. But
yeah, there's quite a few of them that say they're working on some new stuff since they've been there. It's going to be released on August 28th. It was announced this week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good belated birthday present for myself.
There you go. Yeah, well, happy early birthday then.
Well, thank you.
Something new. So do you have any other collaborations already in the works, since you kind of have a rough, that you guys are doing some demo stuff? Nothing
in stone. We for the whole Joiner thing, I think I mentioned, it was just like we were talking about it while we were writing, and it just happened a year later. There's been a couple that I was, kicking around, bringing up, and we've been talking. I think there's 2 or 3 of them that are on our little short list that are seem obtainable and seem that they would be fresh and something cool. But nothing in stone. Just a lot of talking right now.
Okay. So are the rest of your bandmates there too? Like in Michigan, I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about 30 minutes away from the closest guys. We're all like 30 minutes from each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're close enough to be able to start working.
Yeah. I'd say with all the singles being played right now, we got some behind the scenes stuff that we're working on. But I'm hoping don't go sensationalize this and put these as the title. But I think we're gonna try and start doing some more demoing later in August, September time. So it's nothing anytime soon, but just so people know that we're not just sitting here sleeping and getting drunk and stoned at home. We're actually working on stuff. So
and growing giant pumpkins, of course.
Yeah. So nothing in stone in the works yet, but we're we're not just kicking the can down the road. We're working on stuff. So
okay. I almost feel like this next album needs to be called Nothing in Stone.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I am super excited. Love the new single. It's great. Again, it's Every Time You Leave with Delaney Jane. I feel like I need to see pictures of these like giant vegetables.
Oh man. I don't have any. I'm trying to think. Someone sent me one about 4 or 5 months ago. Man, if I can find a picture, I'll have to send it off to you.
Yeah, email it or something. I need to check it. It's intense. I love it. So, well, stay safe out there. Thank you again for talking to me. We haven't seen you here since you were here at the Norva back in October of 2017. So,
oh my gosh, that was so long ago.
I mean, it's time. It's really time for you to come back.
Absolutely. I'm bummed that it's been that long. We were just talking another station in Florida. We're like, we haven't been here in like 3 years. There's too many places that it's been too long. And Norva, man, that was such a
Norva's
great venue.
It's a great venue. It's so much fun to see a show there. I hope we can get back to that really soon. But so yes, it's been 3 years. Like it's time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Plan on coming through here.
Yes, we will. Absolutely. I keep saying absolutely, but I mean it. Absolutely. We will have to come through. All in due time, we'll make it.
Awesome. Well, Eric, thank you so very much. Stay safe out there. And hopefully we will see you soon.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys are taking care and staying safe. And yeah, hopefully we get out there sooner than later.
We look forward to it.
Awesome.
All right. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Take care.